Yo, Inca, you want to come out here?
Hey, how's it going on, everybody? Welcome back to another BBL Team Builder. This is week 9 of the BBL League. I'm your coach at Boston Equals Incog, and we're going to be fighting off against one of our front office mates and good friends, Pat Mac and his Sacramento Sandslash. Obviously on screen you can see both of our teams, and I want to just go over this one more time because I'm probably going to mention it in the week 8 battle in Team Builder as well. When I did these battles, I was going to be on vacation, so I do 2 battles in a week, and I'm doing Pat Mac's battle first, so I am recording this technically before I fight D-Ray for week 8. So you're currently 3 and 4, and we have a negative differential. Basically, we need to win out these last 2 games, and we can potentially probably make playoffs. We do need to win these games if we want a chance. So with that being said, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let's go ahead and get started. First and foremost, Pat has the core that I used 2 seasons ago, which is Sogaleo, Kieran Black. Great core, just a bit undersped. They don't have a lot of speed, basically. And that can lead to a lot of weird team building issues when you try to fight Pokemon or Ubers that are way faster than you. So with that being said, Pat does have a very nice team. He has kind of rebounded, but I think he is cut from playoffs. So while this match is not crazy important for him, I still expect a lot of fight. So I'm still going to give him the best battle I can possible, despite all of that. Regardless, he has Sogaleo, Kieran Black, Primarina, Thunderous, Therian, Spectrier, Bisharp, Moltres, Amoonguss, Machamp, and Blissey. Basically, I would be expecting Sogaleo, Kieran Black. I think both Ubers should come this week. Thunderous, Primarina will be next, and Spectrier as well. And it's really a toss-up between what else he wants to bring. I think the Moltres is fine here as a defensive pivot option, but I also think Blissey would be best because I do have that Dragapult, and Pat doesn't have anything else that really wants to take hits from that unless he's a Assault Vest on something, or if he's just heavily Spadef on something. I'm expecting his normal Flame Charge weakness policy, so Galio, probably his Solar Beam and such, because that's definitely a really good set against me here personally, because I am a very offensive player, at least with my team build. Kieran Black can be a DD set, but I also think it might just be Boots plus Roost, and might have DD as well, but there's definitely a chance I could ever lose that, but with my priority at least, I shouldn't be losing to it. Primarina definitely comes more defensively here, unless he wants to bring a Choice Spec set. Defensive Primarina literally helps him against a ton of my team, as well as being able to do a lot of damage overall to my team with Moonblast and Scalds, so there is that. Thunders could be Scarf, could be Heavy Duty Boots, could also be Assault Vest. Obviously, Pat might not be Heavy Duty Boots on anything because he knows that I don't bring hazards that often, so there is that. It's unfortunate, but hey, I don't do it, and I think Scarf Thunders would definitely abuse that fact that I don't have any hazards going for me. Spectre could definitely be a bulky Will-O-Wisp Hex Nasty Plot type of set, where it's running basically HP and speed, getting up its boost with Nasty Plot, or just with Will-O-Wisp into Hexes, because a lot of my team is definitely physical, and would prefer not to have that happen. And he probably has Dark Pulse, because that's the only other move that can actually hit Beware, because he definitely needs it. Blissey is just your standard .exe kind of set. Bisharp could definitely be your kind of standard .exe set as well, where it's more just a Focus Sash Pokemon more than anything else. Moltres could definitely be just more defensively oriented to take on something like Weavile, or even just in general being able to live. I don't even know at that point, because like Moltres could definitely try and wall off something like Celesteal, but gets Meteor Beam and stuff like that. So I don't know what Moltres wants to come here. Definitely could, because it's a fire type in the sun. Amoonguss probably doesn't show up here. If it does, then it's probably to my advantage because I have a lot of Pokemon that exploit it. Machamp could definitely show up, but once again, that's a Pokemon where you see a ton of my team and you say, you know, Machamp's really good here, and he could obviously bring Trick Room, but then if he doesn't have Trick Room, Machamp kind of gets blown away by my better attackers. But it very much depends on if he's Flame Orb or not, or if he's a Teleport or Galio. So you can definitely see a lot of things. Me and Pat obviously build a lot together to the point where I know his strategies, he knows my strategies, so this is going to be a nice week 9 face-off. If I do beat D-Ray, then this battle means, if I win this battle and I beat D-Ray, then this could definitely be more like I am going to be into playoffs. If I do lose the D-Ray, then I'm definitely out of playoffs. No cap. And even if I lose this game, I'm pretty sure I'm out of playoffs, even if I beat D-Ray. So we want to try and win both games. With that being said, I have this team here. We have Focus Sash, Weavile, Swords Dance, Icicle Spear, Icicle Crash, and Knockoff. Basically, anytime we are, as far as I was testing out, he usually could lead something like Scarf Thunderous, or anything here. So basically what we do, right, this is the Pat team. Yeah, this is Pat team. We can basically SD on anything that wants to come in against us. We icicle crash to try and get flinches. They'll bring us down to our sash unless they burn or poison us of some sort. Then we knock them off and we can go ahead and get more damage that way. Icicle crash is mostly there for flinches. We have icicle spear because we wanted to run low kick in that slot for Kieran Black, but I just felt like I wasn't using it enough in mocks. And 177 speed, make sure that we outpace, I think it was Thunderous at 176. So that's really good for us. Outside of that, realistically, or something else, I forgot what it was. But this set is a really good lead set because nothing wants to be in against Weavile for too much longer. And while you might say, oh, isn't that going to be one of your win cons? It technically isn't, because as long as I can prevent hazards from getting up, I can get this Pokemon around. And even if I don't, as long as I can get this Pokemon in to do damage, it's probably going to be the fastest Pokemon on the field a lot of the time. So we should be good at Weavile. Got Politics up next with Choice Scarf Dragon Bolt. One of our other few things that we could lead, but probably not. Just standard 252, Choice Scarf, Infiltrator. Infiltrator mostly because he definitely has Pokemon that can set up subs. And additionally, Light Skin Reflect, he could definitely do that with some of his mons like Primarina, and also Blissey maybe if he wants to be that guy, or even Solgaleo to some extent. So we do want to make sure that we have this set. It is going to outpace the aforementioned Spectrier. Of course, that's not very important, but it's definitely something we need to look out for, no cap. Because trying to, you know, speed crew for that, we don't have to realistically. But yeah, we, you know, we want to make sure that we at minimum can outpace it, even if it gets a +1 boost or if it's just Scarf realistically. So I don't think it can get a +1 boost, so that's very good to know at least. But regardless, we want to make sure we outpace Spectrier. And it's definitely scary this week because we do not have Viewer on this team. Beer was not here mostly because of the advent of having to face off against Solgaleo, Prim, Thunderous, Moltres, and that's really it. I guess Kieran Black, if it's special fully, but everything else is kind of not, we're not kind of, I guess Machamp as well at that point. So like, we really did want to bring it, but I just couldn't imagine bringing it. So they're just special Dragon Ball. The Breaking Straw is heavy duty boots because Pat knows that I don't bring hazard removal or hazards. So just to make sure that we don't get fucked over, we have boots. Rock Polish into any move will basically guarantee us at least good chip or damage on things. Basically, Stone Edge will always OHKO every Moltres unless it is Charty Berry. Precipice Blades will kill every Solgaleo, or if it's Shucker or Heat Crash unless it is Akka. We want to make sure that we are not trying to hit it too early. Him getting off his weakness policy early is not good for us, so we need to make sure that we don't allow that to happen. Well, yes, we do have Weavile that can knock off spam it, or even just do whatever, and we have other Pokemon that could try and handle it. We want to make sure that he doesn't get the weakness policy off, because we don't want to be forced into Dragon Bolt so early, because he will try to get up 2 flame charges, and if he gets up 2 flame charges, that means he's officially faster than Dragon Bolt, and we don't want that. But regardless, after Rock Polish, honestly, we outpace everything on this team and we do great damage. In the Sun, Heat Crash is doing a chunk to everything. Precipice Blade should be OHKOing most things outside of totally defensive Prim, and also Thunderous because obviously floating, but can Stone Edge that. So yeah, there is that. So we are pretty good, and Moltres obviously because it's also floating. So heavy duty boots Groudon just because Pat will probably want to bring hazards against us. Wipe Me Down, I'm at the club VIP, gas tank on E, but all drinks on me, wipe me down. You already see what it is. Victini, V-Crit, Trick, Bolt Strike, and Will-O-Wisp. Basically, we can trick this away and then we can get off Will-O-Wisps on other Pokemon afterwards. V-Crit is mostly just because it's very spammable against Pat's team, especially in the Sun. His only fire type is Moltres, and if Moltres comes, at least we can read that and just go for Bolt Strike, which would definitely be really good. And we can't get burned because we're a fire type. Tricking this would basically be if he thinks that we're special, we can trick it on to Blissey, or we can trick it on to nothing else. That's really it. Scarf Will-O-Wisp might sound stupid, but at the end of the day, if he only has a +1 flame charge up, we can burn that, or we can burn wherever's coming in, which will definitely still be good chip for things. Not the greatest decision in the world, but still good chip for things, you know what I mean? We want to make sure that he isn't getting too many boosts, or at least if he's getting speed boost, he's not getting attack boost. So at least burning him will guarantee that we won't die to the Earthquake that he's going to probably have, and then we can switch out. Fast Force is our Focus Sash Lycanroc. Yes, double Focus Sash because, well, Pat is prone to bringing hazards. If we don't allow hazards, both our Focus Sashes are still intact, and on top of which, Lycanroc can step with SD and start Accelerocking through Pat's team, because a lot of Pat's team does not like Lycanroc Dusk. At +2, we kill with a Crunch unless he is Colbur Berry, and then if he has a bunch of HP or some stuff, we don't kill with Crunch. But to be careful of that. Stone Edge is our go-to basically because it hits a lot of this team for really good damage. And yeah, I mean, looking at this set, we'd be basically Stone Edging Solgaleo down. Does 20% at neutral if he's just like a standard Solgaleo set. If he's a bunch of HP, that's doing basically negligible damage. There's no way he can tempt us to crunch him, at least unless Spectre is in. Even then, Spectre is going to hit us, brings down to our Sash, we'll crunch it, we'll Rocket, done with that. Unless we don't have Silver Sash intact, then that's just kind of dead like a rock unless we switch out into Vix. This is our Spadef Vaporeon. It takes about 40%, unfortunately, from Spectre Shadow Ball. If it is Specs and I believe Modest. I actually didn't get to look at one of the sets that somebody brought against me, genuinely. So I do need to go ahead and scroll up for that real quick. I think Ben might have ran it, but I don't know. Let me see. Sorry if everything's blue. Now Ben run Timid, so that was a lot of damage. Holy fuck. Regardless, I'll check the damage regardless before we battle, obviously. But you basically have a one-way guaranteed check to at least switching in on that Pokemon. As long as he doesn't Spadef drop us, we're fine. If he does, then we're dead. Once he hits us with one, we can flip turn on anything realistically. We can wish on generally everything, and we can scald everything, because scalding is actually really, really good this game. But we want to flip turn, generally speaking. This Pokemon's mostly just to get in other Mons with momentum. If Thundurus comes in against us and he's thinking we're going to switch out, we're just going to still flip turn. We don't die to any Discharge, Thunderbolt, whatever. Because even if he wants to set up against us, we have Mons that, well, not you. We have Mons that don't care. Especially Weavile doesn't care. So it doesn't matter to me if he wants to go for an electric move. We should live that 100% of the time. And unless he's like Specs, Modest bullshit, and GG to Pat there. But yeah, that's gonna be our team for Pat. Hopefully the battle before this, which is our game against D-Ray, we can win that, and maybe we'll win this one as well, so we can try and make it in playoffs and sneak in as an 8th or 7th seed at that point. At that point, we'd be playing like Kurt, Owen, or Ape Raider or Adam. So hopefully we can get that reality to happen. If we don't, then damn. Which by the time we battle, we won't know, because we battle on Wednesday of the week that I'm recording this, and now it's Monday, the 18th. So by Wednesday the 20th, we'll be fighting Pat in the evening, and then I don't know when I'm playing D-Ray, because I don't know what his schedule looking like right now. Regardless, thank you guys for watching, and let's get right into the battle tomorrow.